So, the story for tonight, since I'm too lazy to type, is the tales of my encounters with cacti. Being from the desert, there was a lot of cacti around all the time, and most children are smart enough to stay the fuck away from them. However, I overestimated my intelligence, apparently, as well as my natural tendency to not go towards sharp, pokey, painful things. Uh, the first cactus that I recall flinging myself at, like, full body fling, like, barrel rolling into, I believe it was in New Mexico. And a little bit of a backstory. Apparently, as a child, I've blocked this from my memory, so I'm going off of stories. I have vague recollections of my youth at that time, but I didn't like to wear two shoes. I liked to wear one shoe. I would kick off, I can't remember if it was the right or the left shoe, you'd have to ask my pappy or my mammy, but I would kick off one of my shoes and go fucking, I'm a toddler, fuck you, yeah, screaming, running around in one shoe. So my name was Kimberly One Shoe, and there was a fucking song. It went, Kimberly One Shoe, Kimberly One Shoe, you're gonna have issues in life. You're gonna hate us at night. Hey, hey, teenage angst. That wasn't the full song. It was just Kimberly One Shoe repeated over and over. Anyways, back to the story. So I would get pissed the fuck off because my mom would go, Kimberly One Shoe, Kimberly One Shoe, and I would say, oh, mother, I don't like that, please desist, cease and desist, mother, please. But obviously I wouldn't say that because I was a baby, so I'd do what any baby does, or toddler, and I'd get mad and I'd run away. And in this instance, I do recall that, my siblings, William was younger, obviously. William's younger than me, so he was, like, choking on Legos or some shit. I distinctly recall that. He choked on Legos a lot. And I remember everybody freaking out because he choked on a blue one. Once I remember it was blue. And he's dying, holy shit. But, anyways, mother was busy making William less dead after choking on Legos or something, and so Robert and Katie were outside playing, and so I wanted to join them with my one shoe, and so I was skipping along, middle child, kind of a loner, trying to find people. And in New Mexico, I remember there was this big bush out front, and then off to the side there was like mystery bushes where it was a lot of bushes, and then there was like this big ass cactus in the middle of it, so it was like a forbidden fortress. And anybody who knows me knows that I like climbing and shit. In Apple Valley, we had like this big ass juniper bush over the entire front of our front yard. It was like, here's the road, here's the juniper bush, and then here's the house. So it was like, it was the barrier between the front yard and the road, and it was giant. And since I was a small person, I would just climb in there, spiders, snakes, whatever, be damned. The worst thing was that junipers are pokey, and I would scuttle in there and then watch people. But so, I didn't learn my lesson, obviously, since I was older in Apple Valley than I was in New Mexico. But so I decided to have a little bit of a fun adventure in the forbidden death forest there, and fell straight into the cactus, like combat fucking low crawled my way into a cactus, all the way, like head to toe into a cactus. And to my recollection, that's the first one I full body fucked, was in New Mexico. And then when we were first in Apple Valley, we walked everywhere because it strengthens your constitution to take daily walks. But off of Highway 18, I think it was like a dental thing or just a little strip mall business thing, but there was a big sign on the, it was on the south side of the road, like, here's Walmart and like the house up on the hill and shit, and then somewhere along that stretch of Highway 18, I don't remember if it was east or west of it, but there's a buffalo sign. Like there was a sign with a buffalo on top and then a big ass cactus beneath it. And I remember for some reason like seagulls and stuff would fly into Apple Valley, like they fly inland when there were storms, I guess. But you know, I was a little kid, and I remember exactly what I was wearing. It was like a t-shirt dress, and it was me and Katie had matching ones, and I was wearing the pink t-shirt dress, and it had like this square logo thing on it, like smiley faces or flowers or something, and I was like, I'm fucking stupid. And up on top of the buffalo sign, there were all these white birds. I don't remember if they were seagulls or some such variant of. I'm not an ornithologist. If that's, is it ornithology? I think it's ornithology. But anyway, so I was walking backwards, looking at these birds. I was like, this is super interesting. Look, Mom, I'm learning. Oh, cactus right here. Picture a big ass cactus, like a big fucking just uncontrolled fucking cactus, like prickly pear goddamn cactus right there. And I went just. Ah. So, ass first into a cactus. Yeah, and just head to toe on the back, just cactus, and so that was fun since we were miles away from home, still had to walk. That, yeah. So I was pretty careful checking my 6 after that because I got I got a pretty good, you know, after my butt was recovered from the spines, like the cactus spines. I got a bit of wall-to-wall counseling on not fucking walking backwards into cacti after that. Life lesson. Life lesson. You haven't lived until you fall ass first into a giant fucking like, not just, oh, it's one little cactus and thing. Oh, what a shame that you happened to find your ass. Like, what are the odds? No, like this big fucking cactus patch, and you fall into it because you're retarded. I'm sorry, since you're retarded. And so that was the second one that I remember to my recollection. And then in the Mojave and other such desert locales, there is a cactus called the cholla, and it has a reputation as being a jumping cactus, and that's because some people say it's because it's heat sensing. I don't know, I haven't really looked too far into why, but either way, the pods like detach super easy and they seem to jump at you. And I recall just walking, I walked a lot back in those days, and looking down because I'm like, what, get off of me. And there's just like this giant cactus spine. Didn't even know where it came from. So cholla cacti, they're not great. They do feel like they jump at you. That's a thing that happened. But and then I've had multiple other cacti encounters. Like I said, in Apple Valley, we had cacti planted under our window. So like people wouldn't stand there at night and breathe heavy or something. Good home security defense, recommend it. But there was one right next to our door, and it had those tiny little like fiberglass, like unless you touched it, you weren't gonna get anything on you, but somehow you always managed to be like, what is this itching? And you'd look, and there'd be like a shitload of little tiny like hair thin things, and they took forever to get out. And it wasn't so painful as it was just irritating and kind of like, just like fiberglass, if you've ever had fiberglass. And yeah, that's my story of cactiuses. When I low crawled into one as a small child, and then as I fell ass first into one as a slightly bigger child, and then how I walked past one also as a prepubescent person, as a teenager. So far, I've been lucky as an adult not to come across any cacti, plural. So that's about to change now that I've talked about it, obviously. I'm going to run into one now. But don't fall, the moral of the story is don't fall ass first into a cactus, especially if you still have to walk home. I'm going to tell you that's not a fun thing to do. Even if you have a ride home, don't, because you have to sit on your ass. So protect your ass from cacti. Don't, I can't remember what the PE activity is, but you know, you do the high jump backwards, like you whee. Yeah, don't do that into a patch of cacti. Like, hey, fun fact, you can eat prickly pear, but don't eat it with your ass. That's the end of the story. And I hope you enjoyed it. Go ahead and picture me falling ass first into a cactus patch if you want, because looking back it's pretty amusing, but then not so much. It was a rather exhausting day for all of us, I think, so I hope you enjoyed the story.